Yes, guys, what's going on? Talks are taking place at the moment between Amir Khan's camp and KELL Brook's camp. Now, this is going to be a very intimate video. It's going to be a deep video which I don't think anybody's covered. And we're going to be talking about why I say, like I said, well before the Canelo fight was ever made and announced, when there was whispers taking place about Amir Khan facing Alvarez. None of us expected it to happen, but it happened. And I said then that this was a ludicrous fight for Amir and he shouldn't take it. I'm telling you now in this video that Amir Khan should not be taking a fight against the 147-pound IBF world champion, KELL Brook. Now, anything can happen in boxing, and I could be wrong about this, and Amir Khan might be able to box 12 rounds and outbox KELL Brook. First of all, okay, with the Saul Alvarez fight, I was really against that fight because I think it's dangerous. I mean, it's all good saying that Khan made money off the fight, but I'm talking into now. See, when I'm talking, I'm not talking as a fan right now. I'm talking as if you know, in the benefit of Amir Khan's career. Let's say, okay, if I was in his corner, what I would be advising Amir Khan. For KELL Brook, this is a perfect fight for him. Okay, this would be perfect for him right now. He's come off a fight against Triple G. His star power is there. This fight makes sense for the boxing fans as well. So in terms of that, I am for this fight and I want to see it. I want to see the build-up, and this fight should happen. In terms of Amir Khan, though, this fight, he shouldn't take this fight right now. And let me explain why. Because if we reverse back to the Alvarez fight, right, I told you that the reason he shouldn't take that fight was because it is dangerous. And the way the fight ended showed just how dangerous that fight was. Okay, there was no way Amir Khan was going to take them body shots from Canelo Alvarez, who was a much bigger fighter, and then there was no way that he was going to be able to take the punishment to the chin that Alvarez can dish out. And trust me, Canelo Alvarez had a lot more in the tank left, and in the later rounds you would have seen Alvarez, had he not been able to knock Amir Khan out then, dishing out a ton of punishment on Amir Khan. And what if Amir Khan didn't get up off that canvas? And we've seen that stuff happen in boxing before. It's possible, okay? This fight is different, okay? Now, I don't think KELL Brook can critically hurt Amir Khan. But what he can do is severely damage Amir Khan's legacy, what's left of it in the UK, okay? Amir Khan has a chance to reclaim the 147-pound title by facing the winner of Danny Garcia and Keith One-Time Thurman. The logical idea for Amir Khan right now, in my opinion, would be to face Lamont Peterson at 147 pounds, test your healed up hand out, okay? If you get a win against Lamont Peterson, which is a very winnable fight, Peterson is not going to be able to crack very hard at 147 pounds. Keep your hands tucked up against your chin, Amir, and box your ass off for 12 rounds, and maybe try and force a stoppage late. You know, because I think Amir Khan is best when he boxes for 5-6 rounds, puts the pressure on the 6th and 7th, and gets a stoppage. Sometimes when he goes 12, you know, you're at risk for 12 rounds. If you can get a stoppage, get a stoppage. Amir Khan's got power at 147. He can do it, okay? Now, if he beats Lamont Peterson, okay, then we're talking about with, you know, worth 2 titles, which will be held by the winner of Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. If Keith Thurman gets that title, it's very dangerous. But let me tell you something. Keith Thurman is a brilliant fighter. He's excellent. I've supported him from day dot, but he is overrated. Okay, he's had some good wins, but he is a bit overrated. He's not a very good technical boxer, and if you can stay in there with him for 12 rounds, you can outbox him. He doesn't take a punch very well, and he could take a punch, but he's not got a solid granite chin, and he can't take punches to the body. Amir Khan can crack to the body, and if you look at the performances of Amir Khan at Collazo, you look at Keith Thurman and Collazo, you know, you really get to see that, you know, Khan's, he's in there. When he's with Tony Brady, Amir Khan will be a force at 147. But the thing is this, right? Can he beat Keith Thurman? Maybe not. But what's the guarantee that Keith Thurman gets past Danny Garcia? Now, styles make fights, right? And I think Amir Khan can outbox Danny Garcia for 12 rounds. Okay, at least bust Danny Garcia up, cut him up. Garcia's got a lot of scar tissue on his face. It's a winnable fight for Khan. Both are difficult, but let me tell you something. If he loses them fights, you know, call it a day, pack it in, whatever, right? If he faces KELL BROOK and loses, okay, the backlash towards Amir Khan will trouble him for the rest of his life, and the Amir Khan name will no longer be hold any credibility, and he will not be able to ever bounce back from a loss to KELL BROOK. In addition to this, he's coming off a hand surgery. Okay. In addition to this, KELL BROOK is hot off the Triple G fight. He knows he's got a granite chin. He didn't get dropped. KELL BROOK knows that he's gonna come into this fight fearless, and it's gonna be on KELL BROOK's home ground. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, Amir Khan is not gonna have the fan support when he faces KELL BROOK. He's gonna be the guy who everybody wants to get knocked out, and the fans in Britain are behind KELL BROOK. Not many people are behind Amir Khan, and in that stadium, under that pressure, the weight is going to be on Amir Khan's shoulders, not on KELL BROOK's, because KELL BROOK is not going to be in danger of getting knocked out. He's going to be in danger of getting he's going to be in danger of getting outpointed. Amir Khan is going to be constantly worried about getting knocked out, fighting scared about getting knocked out because he'll be coming off the Canelo Alvarez loss. He'll just come off his hand surgery as well, first fight back, and in addition to that, he'll be fighting, most likely in a stadium fight or a big fight nonetheless, right? In the O2 Arena, somewhere. It'll be big, okay? And the fans are going to be, really chanting for KELL BROOK, and the atmosphere will be like something that Amir Khan has not yet experienced himself. As seasoned as he is, he will not have experienced anything like that on that level. The Saul Alvarez fight will not prepare him for what he's about to face in KELL BROOK, because the KELL BROOK fan base will be very, very hostile against Amir Khan. And it's going to be pressure. It's going to be severe pressure. And maybe Amir Khan might perform under pressure, but, maybe he might maybe he might not. In terms of stylistically, let me tell you something. Amir Khan could very possibly outpoint KELL BROOK. He could outbox him for 12 rounds. He stands a good chance to do so. And maybe when the fight gets made, I might even favour Amir Khan. But let me really tell you something. As I look at this fight, right, let me tell you what I think. KELL BROOK's bigger than Amir Khan, substantially bigger. He's a natural 154 pounder. He's not a 147. Okay, Amir Khan has started at 135, moving up to 140. He's now fighting at his highest weight class that he will ever fight at, which is 147 pounds. Amir Khan will never perform 154 pounds. Okay, or higher, never. Okay, his maximum weight is 147 pounds. He just about makes that weight class. Believe me, with some training, with some muscle on him. Okay, KELL BROOK, naturally, he will probably finish his career at 154 or maybe even 160. Okay, he's a naturally much bigger guy, and KELL BROOK, believe me, has better boxing, better professional boxing than Amir Khan overall. Okay, having said that, I've got to say that Amir Khan carries a much better pedigree. Okay, he's a silver medalist. He's got better feet. He's got better boxing in other. It's apples and pears really, because KELL BROOK is better than Amir Khan in certain ways, but Amir Khan is much better than KELL BROOK in other ways. Amir Khan is a much better points winning fighter than KELL BROOK. They're not even in the same league when you look at who Amir Khan can outpoint. Yeah, but the thing is, this is professional boxing, and KELL BROOK is a pot shotter, and he's got good defense with good footwork. But really, KELL BROOK's not in Amir Khan's league in terms of the pedigree, in terms of the points winning style. Amir Khan is in a different level. He can perform against the highest level, where I think KELL BROOK cannot. That's the truth. I think KELL BROOK is good at 147, but I think if he was to come in against an elite of the elite, I would favour Amir Khan to beat Pacquiao and Amir Khan to beat someone like Mayweather than I would KELL BROOK. Now, don't get me wrong, I think KELL BROOK will be able to hold his own better against today's elite 147 division than Amir Khan, to be honest. But the thing is this, right? They're different, they're really different. But the question is, will KELL BROOK be able to land a pretty good solid uppercut or a left hook or a straight right hand down the pipe on Amir Khan's chin? And the answer is yes. I think over 12 rounds, KELL BROOK, he's taller, he's bigger. Most of his opponents that Amir Khan's absolutely whooped have been smaller than him, moving up for 140, or been shorter than him, or not had a really big knockout ratio. We saw when he faced Chris Algieri, he struggled with height, he struggled with reach. He faced Alvarez, who also has a long reach, he struggled with it, and Alvarez caught him flush, within a few rounds. It didn't take Alvarez too long to start catching up with Amir Khan. I really don't think Kell Brook's gonna struggle to find Amir Khan's chin after say rounds 5. I think Kell Brook will start catching Amir Khan, and I think you'll start to see some damage on Amir Khan, and I think that Kell Brook could potentially drop Amir Khan and then stop him, and that's how I see that fight going. To be honest, I can also see Amir Khan outpointing Kell Brook for 12 rounds, staying away from him. Kell Brook hurting Amir a little bit in the fight, but Amir not getting totally outgunned and outstopped, and just getting a nice comfortable decision win over Kell Brook. That's also a possibility. But I mean, when you're looking at the odds, yeah, and you're looking at really how this fight plays out, I've got to say that as of right now, I don't think it's the fight that Amir Khan should be looking at. And my thing is this: why take the Kell Brook fight right now when that fight's going to be there later? If you're in Amir Khan's corner now, as a fan, right, and a person on the a third party, I say make the fight happen. It should happen now, because if it doesn't happen now, it'll never happen. Okay, but if Kell Brook gets past Errol Spence, right, that's the fight that Kell Brook should take, because Kell Brook will fight at 147 right next, in my opinion. If he fights Errol Spence next, defends his title successfully, Amir Khan beats Lamont Peterson and then goes on to fight one more fight and fights Keith Thurman and the Danny Garcia winner, then he can dictate, Kell Brook, come to 147, let's fight. Okay, Kell Brook will do that fight irrespective if he's at 154, 147, wherever he's at. Kell Brook will go for that fight, and that is definitely what should happen. And that's what I think. If I was in Amir Khan's camp, that's what I would do. But leave your comments in the section below. Please make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. As a fan, I would obviously say he should take the Kell Brook fight. But if you were in Amir Khan's corner, you were his family member, what would you advise Amir to do? For me, it's Lamont Peterson and the winner of Thurman and Garcia. Get some titles, and you're on a good one. Comment section below. Subscribe as always. Be Real TV. In a bit, guys.